What's up, everybody? This is LB from 194. I just want to give some tips on how to be a useful Alliance member if you're a free-to-play player. Generally speaking, the free-to-play players have a disadvantage because they can't just buy whatever they need to get. So if you are one of those people who are a free-to-play player, what you should be focusing on is those things that help out with rallies and garrisons. So taking a look at the heroes, first off, there are certain heroes that you really want to focus on in free-to-play. Like these mythic ones, these ones that are orange, you're probably not going to get a chance to mess around with those or upgrade them very quickly. Some you can do with gems after you save up, and that's totally feasible with a free-to-play player, but you're not going to do it as quickly as pay-to-win, obviously. So primary ones that you want to focus on here are, first off, there's Chenko, right? And Chenko's got like this skill, upper right skill, which is lethality up 25%. Now, important thing to know about rallies and about like garrisons is if you are not the lead rally leader or the garrison leader, only the upper right skill matters. So if you're messing around with this, upgrading this, it won't come into play at all. The only thing that matters is the upper right skill. And on top of that, what the developer has confirmed to me is that the way they determine which skills will be applied, let's say you have 8 Chenkos, right? And they all have the same upright skill, so which one do they choose? They go with the highest power one, not the one with the highest skill up in the upper right corner, but the highest power. So theoretically, unlikely, but theoretically, you could probably have a Chenko that has a level 1 upper right skill that would be chosen over someone who has level 5, just based on whether or not they are a higher powered hero. So that's one thing, like something you need to be considering. But that upper right 25% lethality skill is very, very good for rally joiners. That's going to help a lot. Now, they came out with new purple heroes, and I'm not sure if you just start this game recently, if these come off the bat. They came out while I was playing this game, so I can't confirm that either way. But these new ones also have very similar skills. Like, for instance, Yan Wu has lethality up 25%, just like Chenko. So either one of those is good. It does help if you have multiple rallies going and you need to join multiple rallies. You can join with these two. Amine has, her skill is attack up 25%, and then Fod has enemy damage down 20%, which is the same as Howard. So if you're garrisoning, you want to garrison with Howard, Fod, or Gordon. Gordon's got a good one that's actually increasing your health up 25%, which I personally feel is more valuable in a garrison, but if you can get a mix of both, that's great. So that's the first thing, is focus on those upper right skills. The rest of it doesn't really matter if you're a rally joiner or if you're doing a garrison, and that's most important for those war events. Now going back to the main screen, the other thing you need to focus on, instead of like focusing on like the houses and all this kind of stuff, these are good if you're going through this growth, these growth things where they give you, resources and whatever for completing them. But what you really need to focus on is troop levels. Troop levels are so important. And some people just don't prioritize them at all. And it's not just about your troop levels, but it's actually the levels of your troops as well. So, for instance, we've seen people that have, like, TC-26, they've got 30 million power, and they've got a bunch of, like, T4s, T5s, T8s, T7s. It doesn't make sense. What they do to average them out is, like, say hypothetically you have 200,000 troops, right? 100,000 of those are T10s, right? And the other 100,000 are T1s. You essentially have T5 troops. So you're almost better off killing off all those T1 troops and just having the T10s. But just keep that in mind. Just promote everything up to your highest one. And then, you don't need to worry about them being demoted based on those lower ones. When you're doing these watchtower events, and if you're still getting those ones where you're picking up refugees and they're turning into troops that give you at like level 1 through 5 or whatever it is, promote them immediately. That's what you want to spend your speed ups on and whatnot, just to get those promoted so you can kind of go on with the game and keep your troops at the highest level possible. When you get attacked, if you've got those crappy little troops, usually about, at my level when you're at TG1 or T10s, T7s and T8s are, they're probably going to all just not be very effective at all. You really have to have T9s, T10s, or TG1, 2, 3s to have an effective defense for the most part. T7s for sure below are just garbage and they get wiped out. And when they get hit, they will die first, and they'll die very quickly. Like a lot of times you have higher troops in your TC, you'll get hit, and the attacker will lose some troops, and you'll have a ton that are injured, but you won't lose any, right? They won't die. They'll just be injured, and it'll take you however long it is to heal them all. But if you have the crap troops, the first hit will wipe them out. And generally speaking, just a little how it works is like once they go to the infirmary, there's this level up here that tells you how many you can take before you start. And once this is full, they die, right? And then you got to go to the enlistment to get 70% off. So that's another thing you need to consider is, making sure you have the highest level troops so they don't die immediately and they won't go to the infirmary. So that brings us down to the academy. And the academy, frankly, if you're a rally joiner, the research doesn't matter so much for battle. It really has no impact whatsoever. Only the research of the rally leader is going to matter, or the garrison leader is going to matter. So for that, some good things to focus on is either economy, if you just want to try to build up resources, or growth is helpful too in certain things. That might be like camp expansion, where you can have more troops or research things faster. But those will actually be more important for you than the battle ones. So that's also what you want to focus on, either economy to grow up resources so you can upgrade your town center, or growth there. So as a free-to-play player, if you're a rally joiner or a garrison joiner, your ideal situation is upgrade that TC as fast as possible, get your town center up to 26 at a minimum. That's going to get you the T9s unlocked. And then also you've got to do the basics ones that you have to do, like embassy, and then various ones like academy or these research ones. But really you want to do your stable, your barracks, your range, and your TC, and get those up as fast as possible. On my second account, I think I have like 11 million power, and that's a free-to-play. And on that one, I think I'm up to a full march of, I'm like level 22 and a full march of T8s, which is fine. If I'm trying to farm somebody and I need some backup by myself, then that's a good way to do it. So focus on that. Power in this game is really relative. You can have a lot of power and not really be that strong when it comes to certain things. So just focus your efforts where important. And if you are a free-to-win player or a free-to-play player, then that's what you want to focus on.